This shit's funny.
A baseline of cocaine, and then 5 big hits off of the pen.
Only guy who can get a breakthrough DMT dose in a vape.
And then some of the new phenethylamine my assistant's been working on to get your oxytocin levels right. And we'll finish with a little something I like to call snake sweat. Half mescaline, half scopolamine. Now
Scopolamine is that they take in the Colombia that a lot of the passport bros are getting doused with, and they're like losing their like memory and getting robbed, and people are getting addicted to it too. Their skin falls off and shit. Yeah. Don't be like that brother right there. Go down the drain with them on the couch. You see him all messed up.
to the way.
Yeah. Perfect. Dosage?
Well, as your physician under the circumstances, I recommend a lot.
Exactly my thoughts. Same for them.
Ah, shit, I gotta restock.
All right, walk with me. You know a guy by the name of Wade? Hey, he's in our troop. Really, really smart.
What's going on? What's going on, people? YouTube people, Facebook people, Discord people. This is NBC The Game. And we're surfing the apocalypse, episode 18. The troglodyte and his Panelverse. Got my man, my brother on code 24/7. How's it going? Enlightened one.
Yes, sir. Everything is good, man. Everything is good.
Good. Everything's good, man. We had to shine some light on this this part of the apocalypse that we're surfing, this Panelverse that we've been, or at least I kind of like brought you into. My bad. Lightweight, like just to have a up close and personal look at how some of these troglodytes, which basically my definition is unevolved person that lives in their own cave of solitude, how they express themselves with the cloak of conspiracy theorists and truth seekers and showers, big and small.
See, they only getting into that conspiracy theory shit because once they found out that their birth rates was falling, that kind of started leading them into that super, coming back with that that overt racism, because it's like, the birth rate is falling, you lying. And then you get online and you see something like I posted about catalogs and the infertility effects that was having on people.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, well, the government,
It's too hot. Hold on, let me see this. Oh, 1 second on code. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Couldn't hear you. Can you hear you? You broke off. You're on mute. Yeah, you all muted. Oh, you doing something? Okay.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying about the government and this Panelverse. What were you saying?
Well,
I had to reset this shit.
Yeah, they not really real conspiracy theorists. They only getting into it because of that replacement theory. That replacement theory ties into their birth rates falling, right? So that turned into, well, if we fall, who gonna replace us? And because we oppress people, they would look to replace us. So you trying to do diversity hires, or you trying to, push LGBT, right? So they really did that to discredit the real conspiracy community.
Where'd you go, man?
I'm sorry, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said that they use that to discredit the real conspiracy theory.
Right. They do that to discredit the real conspiracy theories because they are the target of the conspiracy, right?
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to put a name and a face on it, but when you talk about that triangle with the eye, and you talk about the Illuminati, those are troglodytes. I'm not scared to say it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like it's no rainbow coalition in this quote unquote Illuminati and the elites and the deep state, you name it. The tiny hats, them is all swinging, them is all white. I'm trying not to get. I'm trying. Let me fall back. Let me fall back. Go ahead.
Well, you're saying that they're if you go to use the construct race, they're mostly white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah. Elijah Muhammad would say the devil, the opposite of God, the original people. But let's play this Myron I wanted to show you. Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit.
Yeah,
I want to hear your thoughts on it. There we go. The title of this says White Boy Space discussing how they really feel about you. It's from the Fresh and Fit unofficial whatchamacallit subreddit.
If I kind of break the rules, we even asked us, is like, if I kind of break the rules, just hit me up about it, guys. Fucking. And I agree with him. Like, we gain nothing. Like, one of these niggas comes in, they talk nice. They're like, "Oh, look, white people deserve their space, and can't we just be friends?" Nice. They're like, "Oh, look, white people deserve their space, and can't we just be friends?" And blah blah blah. But then later that night, they're just nigger behavior. I think it was you, Comfy, that was speaking about that guy where he's like against the Jews and all that shit, and then a half an hour later, he's posting shit like, "Yeah, fuck as many bitches as you can," and just full fucking nigger behavior.
Yeah. Myron Gaines. Yeah. Myron Gaines.
The worst thing he said was, "Don't marry a girl until you're 35." What a retarded thing to say.
Yeah, what a fucking idiot. Stupidest thing ever, mate.
This is why we're talking. This is what we were saying yesterday. Like, at the end of the day, they're fucking low IQ. They're low impulse control. Even if they say a few things that are based or whatever by our standards, don't fucking fall for it. Don't think that they're on our side. Oh, base nigger. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean, though? This is what
So this is the groups that Myron be going into, and they talk about him when he's not there like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to add Myron too. Make sure we add his.
He probably he knows that this is in their unofficial subreddit. Somebody posted this. They hate him in there. There's some people that like him, but most people they hate him. So they know he knows this shit. He listens to that subreddit.
What people think. No, but Myron Gaines.
That's how much haters they have. Their only subreddit is a bunch of people who hate them.
Myron Gaines has like. How many followers did Myron Gaines has, just for fun? Like,
Base nigger.
But that's the point.
See, these guys are they're like drooling and falling over themselves with that shit. That's their MO, man. Some of these people. Yeah, I thought he was on this one actually. He was saying some crazy shit on this other one I found. Let me see.
Yeah, just go ahead.
So they can get free drinks.
Play all this.
But one of the funny
man like you or me sometimes, or you sometimes.
Nigga, what you keep saying me?
No, listen to what I'm saying. That's why I'm bringing things.
Boy, Tommy Sotomayor.
I understand what you're saying, nigga. I just have to be.
No, what I'm saying, I bring it down.
It's all of us. It's all of us.
That's what I said. I said it's us at each time. Here's the point. But it's 3 men at this table, and you did what's actually more normal than what Myron
like his hat,
did, which was we viewed it from she shouldn't be there.
He
But you
got
know
on
what? The
right
first
hat.
thing you
That's what I
did
expect him to
as
have
the
on.
simp du jour, what you did was you said, "That's wrong. He hit that woman," which is what most men would do. It is very difficult to say, well, this woman chose that field. She shouldn't be in that field. And if you think about how many men have lost their lives doing what you did, their first thought is protect that woman. Even if that woman put herself in that spot, because she applied for that job. She signed up for that job. But you know how hard it is to tell somebody you signed up for that? That's what you expect. That's what like you or me sometimes, or you sometimes.
Nigga, why you keep saying me?
No, listen to what I'm saying. That's why I'm bringing things. I'm really good at conversation.
I'm understanding what you're saying, nigga. I just have to be.
No, but I'm saying I bring
For the
things back.
camera.
It's all of us. It's all of us.
That's what I said. I said it's us at each time. Now you get it?
No, I know this. I'm playing a part, bro. I have to play a part.
I'm saying that's we need you,
But when
nigga.
he called me a simp, nigga,
I didn't call you just a regular simp. You're the simp du jour.
Listen, I'll take it.
Hey, that's different.
Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about. Simp du jour. Okay. Let me see. Then there was a better one. Tommy. Is he an ally? Tommy Solomon.
He's trying to fit in with them dudes. He, you know, we know what he is. He's, you know,
This is a Myron's girlfriend. Look what she said. It said, or anyway, ex-girlfriend or one of the workers. They said, use one word to describe Hitler. Visionary. Their employee. Let's see. Look at the. Oh, did you see this? J.D. Vance, the Republican nominee. They found it. They got him. They got his ass.
What did it say? Oh, And see, that's one thing I want to touch on.
Yeah,
that's one thing I want to touch on. Why I got your attention. Why I got this. You know, Myron had them compromising photos of him hugged up with the dudes.
Right.
That's also. This is what's crazy. That's really synonymous with that particular group of people's culture. That man-on-man behavior is a part of the alt-right national Christian queer culture. Queer is a part of the alt-right. That's as reduced as I can make it, simple as I can make
well, that means that they have a commonality with the liberal culture, democratic culture, right?
Yeah.
Because they're about that gay shit out in the open. Yeah. So yeah, both those people are. But look at this is crazy. The guy that talks about the most shit about them. They may say like this is for Halloween or it was for a Yale event. But
man, they've been doing this since the minstrel show. For anybody that really know your history, for like the first 10, 20 years of minstrel show, it was troglodytes and blackface. It wasn't slaves performing. It was troglodytes and blackface. And who you think played the woman in these minstrel shows? It was troglodytes dressed in, it was males dressed in women's clothing in blackface. Right? So you got a long history of that. Even if you one more thing. All them old pictures of George Washington with the stockings and the high heels and the wig, that's that macaroni dress, which is an effeminate male. Anybody that really knows, I did a video on this. That's that macaroni, the stockings with the capris.
It's a dandy.
It's a dandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We seen that. Yeah. But like, I mean, if you're gonna like, I don't know what happened, how all the people, the world got to be where they are genetically and whatnot. But I'll just use the easiest one for me. It's the whole Yakub theory, or just the races were created right from the original people, the black, white if you go by that narrative, the white people were created last, and then before that the Asians, and before that the Indians, the red man. So with that said, the reason I bring it up is because you said the white people dressing like that in their theatrical, the minstrel show, but the Asians did that too. You know, because they did it also with their opera and stuff, because they didn't want to let women
But see, this
into
is
their theater. The men would dress up like
these
women,
boys clubs
and
is
vice versa.
secret society groups. We know
Yeah,
what this is Freemasonry behavior, right? And in these all male clubs, we learned through the Boule and the Greek fraternities, black Greek fraternities. Because of that, we know what goes on in these all male clubs and groups.
right.
We know Sodom and Gomorrah. Emphasis
Exactly.
on the first one, first word.
Sodomy. Yeah.
And I will say, I know people get tired of me saying it, but Armand Hillman, Hillman exposed it. We know you can't talk that Christian shit when we know now what the Greeks and the Christians and Jews, we know what was going on now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talk that Christian alt right.
He. Yeah, I'm on him and had a lot to say. I have to say, me personally, I think he's batshit crazy, and he's into that shit too. That he's condemning other people for. However, it doesn't mean that some of the. It's hard for me to take him seriously. I'll say that, but it's like I do think he has some truth there when he's talking about how a lot of the foundation of the Christians or that particular Christianity is based on some homosexual stuff.
I mean,
But
and
but
that's
as a person though, he's fucking crazy, bro.
yeah, he crazy.
It's
He a
hard for me to
troglodyte.
it's hard for me to take him seriously.
He's a
Yeah.
talking ape. Any ape that was talking would startle you. It would be off putting. But the evidence, right, where there's smoke, there's fire. We see what goes on in the Catholic Church. Let's not act like that's not Jesus and Christian. Just because we saying Catholic, let's not act like it's different.
Yeah.
It's a
But I'm
different.
saying no, I'm saying it's a Christian. The Catholics are they're the beast, the red dragon of all the Christian reality. So any Christian, anyone that calls themselves a Christian, your beast, your mother beast is the Catholic Church, the Vatican. No matter
Okay.
what church you're in, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the Catholic Christian Church known for with the young boys? See, the PDF file is also a part of their culture. That's why if any if any of you Christian alt-right dudes hear this video, first off, as adult males, I just want to say fuck you. I don't want to say no names, but I just want to put that out there so you know. I'm gonna get that disclaimer so I don't want to make it seem like I'm tap dancing. It's fuck you. But more so, the research shows that PDF files and man-on-man behavior is a part of your traditions and cultures.
Yeah.
Hard stop.
Yep. Animal DNA. Animals, they do tend to show homosexual tendencies a lot. Like in the wild, you can see them. Witness your dogs mounting each other. The males. Yeah, it's dominance, but it's still gay.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta think. You got the Rh negative blood type, which is rhesus monkey. Rhesus monkey. That's what Rh negative is. Let's not put no mystical Anunnaki blood spin on it. Rhesus monkey, Rh negative. You got that, right? Then I did the video of how certain people with Rh negative blood type can grow horns, tails, fur, right? So, I mean, what do we? I even posted the article where they said they found dog DNA in people with Rh negative blood type. You know what I mean? And you even got the Remus and Romulus of Rome nursing from the wolf. So it's like they telling you with all the
Yeah.
wild man crest in Europe, they telling you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you're right. Absolutely right. Truman, the Truman Show, he was it wasn't by his choice, but he still was encapsulated like a troglodyte in his artificial cave. All these stories tell the story, bro.
and I
Yeah.
think the one-on-one podcast and Mind Unveiled with the
Hmm.
research they presented, now we know in association with the Egyptian Tamahu that you were homunculus. The
Hmm.
fact that you have Rh negative and the fact that have the connection to the Bigfoot and the troglodyte, with the great apes and shit like that, it's like you you are a created ethnicity.
Hmm.
Like you are homunculus.
Right.
Anybody that's seen that 9-hour video from Mind Unveiled, they said the homunculus were clear and transparent, lacking of color. I mean, take it up with Mind Unveiled. They got hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
He said, take it up with them.
Accept everything. We accept humanity.
Bobby
There's a
Hemmett.
difference. Give you an example of what we're talking about here. Because we'll get into the psychological aspect, but this is a good analysis right now. In the workplace, two kind of doggone creeds, two kind of natures. In the workplace, you walk past a black person you know, you say, hey, how you doing? You feel that person. You walk past that person 2 hours later, you might greet them again. You walk past them another 2 hours later, you might greet them. You might greet them all day. But that's us. We go by what we feel, and we go by how we feel about people.
There's a man that has a wood shop company on my street on a block, and he always says hello to me because I be doing my errands all day, up and down the street on my scooter, and it's funny. He never fails. Every time he sees me, he says hello. He like waves to me. That's the Taiwanese dude, But there are other people. I mean, white people, expats, and even some Africans from Africa, where you can walk right by him, waiting, kind of like looking up so gonna say hello, waiting for him to look at least. They don't even give you the time of day, which is weird because if you're white or black here in Taiwan, it's kind of like you stand out, kind of like when you're like in a place where there's not that many African Americans, right? Like a neighborhood or a section of town. If you see, you say, what's up, right? Nod your head, right? That's normal, right? But, and it's kind of, you would think it'd be like that here, but it's not always like that, man. And they just walk right by you sometimes, More about feeling, he said, rather than trying to geek out on your intellect. It's not all about the intellect, right? It's important, helps you navigate the reality, but the troglodyte, the devil has made it the number one priority in this world, and it's top heavy. Everything's falling apart because the feeling is left out. So much so that when they say a man doesn't have a feeling, you're weak. Nah, it shouldn't be like that. You should manage your feelings. You should have feelings. It's just because the intellect is just stacked on over everything. Feelings got no space for it. No heart.
It's pretty much the intellectual ape. Remember X-Men, the Beast.
He's smart. Hank.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hank. Oh shit, that's a synchronicity, Hank, huh?
I mean, yeah, that's a
Hank on the Panelverse.
But we know what group of people are usually named Hank, or they go by Hank. That's a troglodyte name.
Yeah, Hank Hill.
Hank Hill.
Yeah.
a difference. We go by how we feel about humanity. Whereas a white boy come, he might greet you in the morning. You see him 2 hours later and you greet him again, he might think you crazy.
What's that?
You understand what I'm saying? Now the difference here is this species goes by how you make them feel. So you know the old saying, well, I really like you, but you're not like the rest of your people. That is because they don't feel nothing for the rest of your people. They're only responding because based on the way that you made them feel. You might have made them feel a certain way. It's like the movie Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars, which is a basic fundamental thing in all forms of entertainment in America. They took to the road, they broke off from the Negro League. You know the movie, they took to the road, they said it's going to play white teams. They were beating the hell out of the white teams, and white teams was getting all mad, and they had to go in and start doing all kind of buck dance and clowning to kick their behinds. Because the European goes by the way you make him feel, not how he feels about you. There's a difference. You see what I'm saying? It's always, you can produce a certain way to make him feel. He will accept you based on the way you made him feel. But not necessarily accepting you just by being a human. So they can love a Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan has over and above made them feel a certain way based on his talent. But they don't necessarily like the race that Michael Jordan comes from. There is a difference. There's a difference. So we're just talking about two types of natures. Whereas we, the indigenous person around the world, he accepts you just because you're human. And that is the humane thing to do.
That's why that dude, he's like that, bro. This funny thing, he's Han Chinese. Han Chinese means mainland Chinese, the typical way a Chinese person looks, right? That's the biggest, I guess, percentage of what most people are here in Taiwan. However, they're also mixed with Aboriginal blood, original people blood. And that guy kind of does look like he's darker. He's mixed. He has that in him too. And he's, like I said, he's always very friendly and whatnot. And yeah.
So these crews that came in, this particular European that came in, we automatically accepted him because something in the way, something broke down where we didn't have full access on its creation because it was created by a renegade priesthood in secret. And that's what we need to get into tonight also too. And go into this particular science.
A renegade priesthood that goes with the Yakub story, and then what you say, the Tamahu people, yeah. So the whole thing about, you've experienced that, I bet, about some of these people, non-black people, white people, like they're cool. They could be cool with you personally, but that they wouldn't extend the same amount of courtesy to someone else that wasn't you, that looked like you. And not only that, I think a lot of people are like that too, how people are cool with you until you do something that they feel pissed off about. Then all the real shit comes out.
I mean, so I'll kick it to you like this to piggyback what you saying. Like, think about if you knew somebody that was in that space, right?
Yeah.
If you and that person were having an argument, what insults or what would they say in that argument? You know what I mean? What would they say in anger? You know what I mean? So it's like if I had a European coworker and we got into an argument, I would assume he probably would say some racial shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you probably say the same thing too, though, if you're pissed off enough. Or I would, too.
I mean, yeah, true. But I think the natural response would be to have the argument about the situation.
Oh, yeah, if it's an argument, especially a coworker, I think more so of a person that I don't know, that like road race shit that I don't know, then it's easier to flip to the race because I don't know them personally like that. So you're right. If it's a coworker, you should know them better. Not necessarily your friend, but an acquaintance, right? There's other things you can go off of than just a race. Yeah. Let's see how they treat our friend Hank some of these Panelverse troglodytes. Let's see. Hank is a Black American, African American engineer. I think he has autism, high functioning. I don't think he has. I don't think he's quote unquote retarded. I don't know what's going on, but definitely there's something a little different about Hank, huh? From what you remember. So let's see how these guys treat him. Well, he puts himself in this situation.
Look, they're going to be monitoring you a lot more now, Hank.
This is what's it called? The Sanity Machine. I went on this show like over the weekend, which was kind of, it was okay. Not whatever. It is what it is.
Answer to that question.
They're going to be monitoring you a lot more, Hanky Poo.
Oh, so this is this other guy, Indian guy, talking to him named Safu Snaps, who basically feels it's his job to call out everybody. And yeah, we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. Be aware. These people will try to dox you and shit. Machine Lies was telling me about it.
Vegetarian.
Yeah, beans are cheap. Lettuce is cheap. That's all.
He just eats beans and lettuce. He lives off that.
Yeah.
But he still looks like he's full of shit. Like, doesn't he take?
Shout out to Look Within. How you doing, bro? You're just on time. You said he's late. It's all good. We're just getting it warmed up. Uncle was dropping a hot fire. Now they're about to take a shit on Hank. So they're talking about this guy named Pastor Jack Talcott, who goes on all these panels and stuff, and he has his peace and love. Literally has love poster behind him. But you know when someone has to push that, it's kind of not authentic, right? Kind of feel like it's kind of weird, bro. If someone's like, "Oh, I'm about peace and love," you shouldn't have to say it all the time. So they're talking about him. Right. This guy called himself King Steve, and he don't like him. This is the same King Steven that allegedly was Tommy Illuminati said. Now it's like gossip games. He said, I'm just hearing what he said the other day. He said this guy said King Stephen that black Africans never came up with any innovations. Are you kidding me? Yo, come on.
X-Lax or something?
Yeah, well, if you're eating vegetables, you're gonna shit all the time. So
does he need a laxative though? He looks like he's full of shit though. He looks like he's full of shit.
He probably needs a bidet. That's why.
You think Jack needs a bidet?
Yes.
If Jack got an enema, do you think he'd weigh under 100 pounds? Do you think he'd lose weight?
Yes.
Like 50 pounds, maybe, in his colon, full of shit.
I would say like 5 tops.
Only 5 pounds. You think he's only carrying?
So this guy, he's trying to talk shit about the guy that Hank likes, his friend Jack. This guy's trying to get a rise out of Hank.
5 pounds of shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I think he's probably.
You see what he did? Did you see what he flashed? A picture of a chimp. Now watch, it gets even more blatant.
Carrying more than that. Yeah, his power bill alone, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathroom house, would have to be more than $300 a month.
Maybe he just turns them all off. I don't know. Hey, Officer Snaps.
Hey, Mr. Jabbed. Jabbed.
Okay, this guy Snafu Snaps is an Indian dude, I think. Imagine being like fucking railroaded by a fucking white dude from Canada and an Indian dude. Damn. Come on, bro.
I would have gave him what they asking for.
Yeah. He's getting on him from getting the jab. Now, I didn't get it. I didn't want anyone, my family or friends, to get it. But people do what they have to do, right? But to keep dwelling on that shit is redundant. You know.
Hank, gay Hank, which Hank?
That's the jab. The jab.
I know you're proud of being vaccinated. It's pretty hilarious.
And I can come on camera and look awesome, and you don't. So I guess you're jealous.
Do you realize most people realize you're loser failure, talking about witchcraft, mocking God everywhere you go, promoting the jab, being gay, admittedly gay, black witch. Like, do you understand? No one really gives a shit what you have to say, Hank. It's hilarious.
Do you?
I think Hank did admit to being a gay witch into chaos magic.
And look who he hanging with. Look.
Exactly. Like, why are they? If they hate him so much, why are they talking to him? Right? Wouldn't you just flush him? Like, yeah. Look at this. What's his name? What's his name? Our friend, look what then he said. Yeah, with a comment, you're having fun exploring the deep, weird corners of YouTube. Yeah, it's like the rim of shit that doesn't go down the toilet if you don't have a toilet that slopes correctly. You know, not to be super sorry to be graphic, but I think it's appropriate right now, right?
I mean, yeah, this is your alt-right Christian.
Yeah, I think that Snafu Snapped is a fucking alt-right Christian, but I think this other guy, King Steven, is a atheist or something like that. Yeah, and then Hank, and then Hank is a chaos witch or whatever.
And we are going to
have
get
no
your
power,
caregivers.
have
We
no
need to get a hold of
leverage,
the
have
people
no
taking care of
control,
you.
have no honor, have no privilege. You realize that, Officer Snaps?
Does your caregivers know what you do online? I don't think they do after our talks the other night.
I thought you were going to send them.
No, we
a
already
photo.
have. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We've talked.
why are you asking me?
They're going to
You
be
should
monitoring you a lot more now, Hanky
You should know
Poo.
the answer to that question.
They're going to be
Why are you
monitoring
asking
you
me?
a lot more, Hanky Poo.
So this guy, Snafu Snaps, doxed Hank, and supposedly got a hold of his caregivers. Because I guess, you know, someone that was mental with type of mental disorders or whatever, you know, they have like caregivers, kind of like people that take care of them. So yeah, I guess he contacted them about what he's doing.
I just want to go on record saying that's really some bitch shit. That's like
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In our culture, we got something called pull up. Like, if you really, want to do something about me, pull up and shoot the fade with the cowboy hat, raccoon dude. Like don't call the caseworker, and like that's some cornball shit.
Right. I mean, Hank does put himself out there, and you get what you put yourself out there, and like he does go back and forth and people who are enemies, and which is not smart, right? We wouldn't do that in the hood, right? What they call strawberry. You get it's very dangerous. With that said, though, that is some bitch shit to contact his caseworker, especially when he has supposedly a good job and shit.
That's why I like talking to him. He's so hilarious. He's hilarious.
Steven, why do you give these guys, my question to you is, why would you cupcake with a guy who promotes the jab, promotes witchcraft, and mocks God all the time?
Oh, I'm not cupcaking. I was asking about Talcott. I want to see if Hank is truly playing a game here, or if he really does worship Talcott, that piece of shit Talcott.
That's the thing. Hank got booted off Paul's because he's a fucking gay black jabbed witch. He got booted off OTW's because he's a gay black jabbed witch. It's not necessarily. And those guys, what's funny is they really don't care. It's just Hank's such a loser that he's gotten booted everywhere else, and Jack will take anyone in. As you could see, even I could go over there.
Wait, he calls Hank a loser? He's been banned from all these channels. But Jack will take him. And Jack even takes me. Well, he just called himself a loser.
Right, exactly.
The fuck? I get a kick out of this though. He says, look within comments, said, yeah, I've been aware of this group for almost a year and a half. Talked to most of them. Yeah, I saw you. I think you actually were in the garden, bro. You showed your garden, and which is actually a way you can be of service to the world and your family through teaching them how to grow stuff, right? So you're actually showing improving. Look within. I saw that. Look within with the comment. It all branches into a bunch of Fed channels. Be careful. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going on these panels. I mean, I'll talk my shit. I'm not gonna be like this guy Steven. He goes like, I'm exposing these channels. This is why I talk about them. Like I'm doing the good work. I'm just fucking trying to kind of debrief myself from this shit. Uncle has been telling me about this lame ass shit.
Well,
Right?
see, I want to piggyback on what he just said is that when I was saying that QAnon is not a real conspiracy group, it's a psyop to make the real conspiracy group look fraudulent, because the same way these alt-right racist dudes pages tap back in the feds, that's what I was saying. The real conspiracy theory groups know that these dudes are the elite. You know what I mean? They are the Illuminati.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you the enemy to put
They
it.
definitely work with them.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you are a part of the agenda.
Controlled opposition. Or they're no, not only controlled opposition that's trying to, like he said, funneling you into into their federal database, whatever.
I'm gonna tell you who was one of the first ones that kind of tipped my radar to this shit was Alex Jones. When Alex Jones was talking the conspiracy shit, but then I was finding out, he was kind of, not shunning. See, that's another slick thing they do, is not shun people that's racist. You know what I mean? So,
right. Well, the funny thing is, like, Alex Jones himself, I've never heard him say like anything racist, and he actually will talk shit about that stuff. However, if you look at the Wikipedia page, which seems like it was made by someone that doesn't like him, it says like he's had many guests who are alt-right white nationalists, and he has.
See what I'm saying?
And he has. So has No Jumper, which is Spencer. So has Tim Pool, Andrew Wilson, what's his name, and Alex Jones. All these people dwell on that shit. Let's see. Look within. I listen quite a bit and comment as little as possible most places. It's a smart move. Shout out to Annapurna. How you doing? Namaste. I see the light within you, Anna. Panel chat. Yeah, what's up? She's saying what's up to the panel. On code blessings. Yeah, for sure.
Indeed.
Just to reset, we're going over this the troglodyte, the unevolved cave person and his Panelverse, big and small. All right. So this is interesting. I'm gonna keep playing this video for a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Our good friend Hank.
So that's what it is with Hank. He just goes where he's allowed.
Actually, you get booed off Paul's more than I do.
Right, but you never
got
showed
booed off
back
way more frequently than I did.
Hey, look at that. Holy
Yeah, I'm not
shit.
I'm not cupcaking to Hank. I'm.
No, I don't. Where'd you get
Here-
that picture of Hank?
This-
Holy
yeah,
Magic
this-
Studios. It says that right on the picture. Wait, please. It's at Magic Studios. I like it.
I think Hank is
Come on,
Jack's
lizard
chimp. Hank is Jack's chimp.
I think so.
That looks. It doesn't help Hank's position though that he's wearing a red shirt or a red hat too.
No, what doesn't help anybody's position is that the troglodyte is the ape, is the Bigfoot, is the chimp. There's something called a troglodyte chimp. Like, that's a whole. And then what you got, the rhesus monkey. I emphasize monkey. Let me say it like I'm gonna do like Dr. Uba. RH negative is rhesus monkey. That's a small blonde monkey. It's a blonde monkey. Rhesus monkey. Darwin even said you motherfuckers come from apes. This was one of y'all, and he said he told you the truth. He told you the truth.
Joe Rogan piggybacks off that. That's his whole spiel. Like his logo is a monkey. He has the chimp.
Yeah.
So I'm always talking about chimp, and he has the stone ape theory, how they evolved.
That's what.
Look at the lips or the lack of lips. It's funny how they, like, a lot of racist people would say like black people are monkeys and all that, but I don't see really that many black people with lips like that.
Man, you got the
Oh,
RH negative.
lack of lip. Yeah.
They got, think about the wild man. The Europeans was painting pictures of the wild man. The wild man is the hairy man. It looked just like Bigfoot. The abomination snowman. I mean, like,
yeah. You're right. That's Mysterioso's specialty, studying the Bigfoot and interacting like in some of his trips with the Bigfoot.
yeah,
Right?
he's looking for his ancestors.
No.
He feel, you know, a sense of familiarity, right? He feel, you know what I mean?
Mysterioso's from New Jersey, bro. Yeah. He got that Spanish blood. He's Puerto Rican. Who is this? He changed his name. Boogie Wafu Flores. Okay, man. He said you ain't ready. Let's see.
So too.
What were you saying, Hank?
Hank's become very
I want
good
to
at
live with
Nazi
one of that.
blocking.
Can we
Hey,
make a
Hank,
list
how
of
come
one?
you become good at Nazi blocking and like just like Jack, whenever you guys are cornered or you don't want to answer questions because you know we're right, such as, hey, why do you promote the jab? Why do you promote and not God but go to church? You know, like all these things. Like you literally go to church, but then online you're telling people you're a gay black jabbed witch. Like it's really hilariously funny. And
it's
then
called
anytime
liberal-
you guys get put in these situations where they call you out, you block.
It's called
you
liberal
avoid.
Christianity, Officer Snaps.
Well,
if you were,
you
more cool, you would know
literally
about it.
Oh shit, he called it right there. It's called liberal Christianity. Dang. Well, I mean,
See,
liberal
I
goes
keep
for
telling you.
anything. Why is Hank schooling them? Supposedly he's the retarded person.
They
Yeah,
don't
he's
know that.
schooling
They
them.
don't know Christianity.
Yeah.
God every day by just being you.
Yes, this liberal Christians, it's like all of them. What's your point?
He said, I'm a liberal Christian just like all of them, meaning as a conservative as well. They're the same.
They the same. All of these alt-right. Yeah, they just don't openly, you know, kick
They're more-
the gay stuff.
Yeah, they're more covert about it. Yeah.
There's multiple churches even. There's the Lutherans, there's the Unitarian Universalists. I think there's the non-denominational. So there's lots of us.
Yeah, do they approve of witchcraft, which you admit you're into? Do they approve of your sex torsos and prostitutes that you brag about?
Yeah. See?
Wait, did he say sex torso?
Mm-hmm.
What the?
You haven't done your research. Why haven't you done your research?
Hank, most everyone, like it's funny, you try to get involved in a lot of these people's shit, and you're just really a nuisance. You're really just a nuisance. That's why I said, when you get
I'm more
yourself
than a
so
nuisance. I'm a
involved where
menace.
we get into courtrooms, trust me, you will be drug in. Your caregivers are going to say, what the fuck was he doing online? And you're going to be in trouble, little caregiver boy. You're getting involved in shit that has nothing to do with you. You have no clue what it's about.
Why were you kissing Jack's ass earlier today when I was over there? I'm not sure if Snafu saw it, but I called Jack a demon. I called him a little bitch on Talcott's channel. I had a one-on-one with Talcott.
It's pretty tough to call people names online, huh? All code.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna tell you how you know these people's is cowardice. If Bigfoot was such a big bad motherfucker, why he keep running and hiding? Why is the Bigfoot a cold bitch? He just keep ducking and running and peeking behind a tree. Like, bring your big stinking hairy redhead ginger dog smelling giant monkey ass out here.
You said that, and look, I didn't even notice. I just noticed that there's based Oracle. You said redheaded on the bottom of the screen on the ad. Do you see that?
Yeah. Why do you think that you got a redhead ape? Why do you think the orangutan, the great apes? Let me say this: the great apes are not real monkeys. They like house cats and dogs. They like created the way when you think about how the wolf is a
So even though they're bigger than the rhesus monkey, they're more domesticated. You're saying?
Well, if you get into the Tamahu Flugelrod, research, they say that the great apes was the first homunculus. Those were the first editions of the Neanderthal Homo sapien kind of. Like it's like two different species mating. Make it make sense now. If two different species mating, you're not gonna get this perfect pink and blonde valley girl.
Yeah, like this girl.
That's not gonna be the first edition of Homo sapien and Neanderthal reproduction. If you lay up with the ape woman, you're gonna end up with like a little, half human, half ape. But the Egyptians were, if you get into the research, they was creating the Tamahu, and in their, duration it took for them to create the white. That's what Tamahu mean, the created white race. Not my words, not my definition, but the process it took them to get there. They were making these different apes. The closest one they get. That's why the chimp got DNA that's close to the human, because the chimp is like the last one that the next one they did after the chimp was the human. So when Darwin is telling y'all, you got the chimp, you got the Neanderthal, the chimp, then the regular white dude walking upright. I mean, it's other research that coincides that. It does. I mean, it's all there. A hole is a hole in the cave, in the darkness of a cave. That's where that the homosexual homunculus come from. A hole is a hole in the cave.
Yeah. There's one dating coach named Troy Francis from England. He said every hole is a goal.
Yeah, what we know about the old cavemen? They hit the lady over top of the head and drag her by the hair. Where? Back into the cave.
Right. I remember. I don't know if you. I remember this book. It's called Clan of the Cave Bears. It was a movie too in the 80s about the. It's actually pretty detailed for a movie. It wasn't like a silly movie like Barbarella Caveman or Sonny Bono Caveman movie. It was literally a serious movie drama about cave life, and I remember seeing it even though I was little. I probably shouldn't have been watching it. They didn't know that you could. There's different ways you can not have a child, but you can still have sex, like the rhythm method. Knowing the cycle of the woman, pull out or whatever, right? But you know how what they did, their form of birth control was butt sex with their cave woman.
And see, this is how you know it's so crazy with them is even the animals don't hit the wrong hole.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's more of a pleasure thing, probably, or something going on. I don't know. I don't get down like that. I think, personally, my belief, if you're a man doing that, you're one step away from being a fanook with a woman. You know what I mean? There's no need for that.
I mean, the police do this shit.
Yeah.
All these white boys in the college campus frat do this shit.
Right.
That's why my eyes are from pictures.
Laying in bed. Yeah. Now that these guys are trying to do it to poor Hank over here.
Talking about this now. Okay. Jack just ended the stream, but you were the last thing out of his mouth, pretty much. I was curious about that.
Who, Steven or me?
Steve. No one has your name in their mouth, really, unless it's just look at that fucktard Hank.
I didn't see the very end of his stream, but Talcott kicked me off quite a few times today.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes because I was just there too, and like I said, he has nothing but you in his mouth right now. Talcott.
Yeah. And I was wondering why Hank is being a chimp to Jack. This is Hank. This is more of his smile here.
That's definitely Hank's smile.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Let's put them can you put them side by side and let them smile together?
Yes, let's do that. Listen, I'm not sure StreamYard supports that. We can figure it out. Hey, that's good enough.
Okay, give us a big smile like the chimp, Hank. Let's see if it's
Bro, can you believe that YouTube they try to like flag us for some of our videos when we're talking about some topics and stuff, but this is okay, huh? They're
See,
basically
it
beating on
makes
a
sense when
retarded dude.
see, that's what I'm saying. When I tell these alt right dudes and these white dudes, these crackers, you
Hmm.
are you are the enemy of the conspiracy. When QAnon is going at, I mean, not fucking QAnon, fuck QAnon. When Anonymous is going at people, they going at companies ran by troglodytes, right? By
Yeah.
Caucasoids. So it's racial. It's not independent moral depravity. Like this guy's a bad guy and
Hmm.
George Soros is a bad. No, it's racial. Y'all make it racial. So once you white, I hate to break it to you. You guilty by association. You the Illuminati triangle. You the deep state. You the Ashkenazi. You with it. You with it. If you white, you with it. YouTube is white, so they let the white boys rock. You see what it is.
Yeah, and in the end, they fuck over everybody though, even them. It's just that they give them a little bit more leeway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a link in the description in the chat if anybody wants to come up. You're more than welcome. You ain't gonna kill you.
Yeah. All these red pill. Let's go through the list of red pill dudes. Zerka, right? You know what's going on with him, right? You got Fresh and Fit. You see what how they looking. Tommy Sotomayor, right? Rolly Tomasi, Andrew
Well, yeah.
Tate. Everybody dropping hard, in bombs with the hard ER, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you like if you really this how you know it's some real sucker shit. Why you ain't confronting all the little hip hop dudes and drill rap dudes with all the guns waving in the video? Why you don't go
Mm-hmm.
see what's going on with them?
Right.
It's like the Olympics. What we do in the Olympics? Go get your best. Don't go get the lose. Go get your best athletes and let's see what it do. So if you an alt right dude, don't pick on the handicap dude. Go get the best nigga you could find.
Right.
You see where I'm coming from?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Oh my God! Oh no!
Oh damn!
Oh no!
So
I
here's
was
the
gonna joke
so here's
around,
the
but that's
issue with
like-
Officer Snaps.
That's too
It
real.
looks like I'm in on the joke, and that's because I'm in. This was a trap.
Hank, do you understand? Even with you being gay, black, jabbed, admitted witch, I could forgive you just like Jesus forgave, just like God forgave, if you would actually be real. Why do you cupcake with these predators, criminals, traitors, frauds, and pedophiles online?
Because I'm a gamer, Officer Snaps.
Officer Snaps.
Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, do you feel you're Jack's chimp?
What?
I may be Jack's pimp.
How's
Who you
that?
pimping Jack out
You
to?
backstage lately too?
That's a trade secret. I would
do you
really
think-
like to tell you, but that's a trade secret.
If you're Jack's pimp, are you gonna have a threesome? Jack, you, and Illumitami?
Then Tommy could pay up again. Absolutely.
I think Tommy really likes Jack, and I think Jack wants Illumitami.
I agree. But Tommy's just having financial issues. He's got to go home free for a while. So when Tommy gets a job and is able to pay up again, absolutely, I'll arrange that.
How come you're not streaming on your channel? Are you afraid of getting a strike like Host State's dealing with right now?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, man. That's enough of them. It's enough of them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but let's see what Bobby has to say.
So what we want to do is we want to go into several aspects of evidence to deal with this. Now, let's get with the evidence right offhand so we'll know, so we can document some of this stuff. Do you know that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is an adaptation of the creation story of the white man? Here's a book called Tobias Curtin, The Gnostics. The Gnostics is a...
What'd you say? Yeah.
Those are homunculus.
Right. The Frankenstein, right? Homunculus.
A ancient...
Can you go about 15 more minutes, dude? Okay, cool.
Camite group, ancient Camite group of Egyptians during the Alexandrian age and during the latter day period of Kemet at the temple of Isis at Philae. You had Egyptian priests that translated ancient hieroglyphic documents from Metanetta into Coptic religion. This is a book called The Gnostics. The Gnostics is a black ancient group, which in actuality, this is the group that Paul, Josephus, and other writers of the, especially writers of the New Testament, copied the Gnostics' work on the Gnostic Christ that comes out of Kemet, copied their works. And then when the Gnostics rebelled and said, hey, wait a minute, the Jesus that you're talking about here is not the Jesus that we worship, then the Roman government killed off the Gnostics and took their religion. You see the story. It's always a classic thing where somebody, you got two people doing something, one person. The later day Christians, or what you would call, which is the Roman inventions, is the Gnostics said that, as well as the Gnostics, the Hebrews, the Arabs, the Sumerians, just any ancient group. Any ancient group, because there's a discrepancy with all this Sumerian stuff and Babylonian stuff, because in actuality, Walter Williams is right on this one. They talk about all these ancient cultures, but we can't go nowhere and find them. They say that Babylonia was as great as ancient Kemet, yet we can't find up with some little clay tablets. we talk about a whole stuff we can't find. So obviously the white man is making up some stuff, but it's
sounds like some psyops, huh?
Hey, this is what I was telling y'all about Billy Carson and that Sumerian shit. It's I mean, I don't want it, I mean, I can just cut it short and say it's a lie, but it's embellished.
Embellished, yeah. They were there. It's just that they weren't as hyped as they were.
Right, and then they was Cushites on top of that, and then when you know, yeah, like you say, what Sumerian was what we know as Iraq and Iran. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like the Kush. How you gonna be right off the coast of Africa and just somehow, some way, you done came up with some, you feel what I'm saying? Some great civilization. Like, it would seem more logical that the Kush dynasty spread out,
extended. Yes. Yeah, that makes totally sense.
So many words, these was nothing but doggone states of the same Egyptian government. So,
see, states of the same Egyptian government or Kushite government, like a counties, different counties.
All of it was Kemet.
All of it's Kemet.
All of it was Kemet. The difference is the ancient world said that the Messiah is to come in the last days. The Romans say, no, we're going to make it come 2,000 years ago. And that is the great mystery that's going on. Sublime mythology makes grotesque history. So we're looking at a person of 2,000 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? That the attributes of the divine Christ is supposed to come back in the last days, in the latter days, which is the god Horus, Mithra, Perseus, Jason, Hercules, Dionysus, Sheba, Krishna. You understand what I'm saying? Krishna, Bacchus, Ha-ur, Raheruka-Hootie, Quetzalcoatl, all this particular one was all the cultures talk about. They talk about the end time Mashiach or Messiah. The Romans made it a historical person of 2,000 years ago, and that is the difference.
Now is the Messiah coming to save people like this? Let me see. Let me show you this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this is it. There's another Panelverse channel. There's Dr. Jack in the middle, on the bottom with the love. Remember the whole peace thing? There you go. There you go. Pill Eater on the top. Then you got Tommy and Illuminati and Hank. He's wearing the same thing. So he's about to get dunked on 2 times in a row. And the same night, bro. Dang.
Say that.
I
So
want
why
to be at
see
Tommy's
you just
level.
wanna, you just want to play these faggot games, Hank. That's why you're a
No.
nigger, a faggot fucking nigger.
That's not fair to presume that. Well, this is Tommy's show. He can say it.
Thanks. And it's
You see that dude, the only guy that said something like said that's not cool, that's not fair. He left was that Jack guy. But these other guys supposed to be Hank's friend, or I don't know if they're supposed to be his friend, but yeah. This shit won't even let me play anymore. It's so fucked up.
my thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm the only one that needs to know it. And if anybody is clicking thumbs up,
Right.
say that.
I
So
want
why
to be at
see
Tommy's
you just
level.
wanna, you just want to play these faggot games, Hank. That's why you're a nigger,
No.
a faggot fucking nigger.
That's not fair to presume that. Well, this is Tommy's show. He can say it.
Thanks. And it's not a presumption. Hank, you know what the fuck you do, don't you?
Yes, I keep
You really
telling
gonna
you,
let Jack
but I'm
jump on this
somehow in your
grenade?
2-year loop, even though I disappeared this year, pretty much. So I don't understand it, but
No,
Tommy's
no,
always running
you-
his show.
Well, why don't you explain this somehow you're in my thing? Because I've made you, I acknowledge you're as much a member of this camera seeking community as Sanity Machine is. You just don't deny it until right now.
I don't deny
Now, how
it,
about
but
you
you
explain-
talk about stuff
how
from 2 years
about
ago.
you
I was on your corner internet till just 1 year ago at most. So
Yeah, that's my line. You walk around here talking like you know a thing, getting in people's way whenever you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You just want camera time because you're a fucking autistic nigger.
So where are all the other autistic niggers? Don't they want camera time? Why am I the only one?
I agree. I agree. There's a lot of autistic niggers in this community, and not all.
Damn, you hear that?
All of them are black. Not all of them are autistic, but they are fucking stupid. And for future listeners, this man is. We're not being racial when I call him a autistic nigger, and I'm not slandering his diagnosis.
We're not being racial.
See, he got the right name, but I keep telling y'all, these white boys, these crackers, is the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
You know, quote unquote. I mean, even Adam
Yeah.
Weinstein, like, even if you want to get literal, but I'm just saying,
The
like,
Jesuit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, you are. You're not in with the cool kids. Y'all are your own lunch table. You may not be sitting with the big wigs at Universal Music Group or the Vanderbilts and Rob. You may not be sitting at their table. You sitting at the hillbilly table, but just know the rest of the school looks at you like you the Rothschild too. You the ops too. Like, you're not in with the cool kids.
Yeah, you're even less. You're their help. You're not even. What's up, Mysterioso? How's it going, man?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, just looking at this crazy Panelverse. How racist they are. Yeah.
Wildin', man. You know what's
I know.
funny?
Huh?
Like when I was a kid and shit, I always noticed that I always thought like it was weird to me that seeing people in the hood like on heroin and shit like that. And I would notice that even when they was off heroin, like I could tell someone who used to use it just by looking at them. Like, this motherfucker
guy, huh?
because it leaves like a mark on you that you look like you're part of that crowd of heroin users. You feel me? And what's crazy about that is that it's kind of like of a disease. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once you fuck with that heroin, you become one of those people that look a certain way. And with what's funny, reflecting on society and shit, society is like they've allowed anomalies to expand to the point that its whole thing called a race. Like a lot of these races that are like the Caucasian race that they don't even know if they whether they're Polish, whether they're Italian, whether they don't know what they is, and they say that they're Italian all the time, or they say this, but for the most part, it's like they got this problem that they like children, or they like fucking like something weird about the motherfuckers, and they've been allowed to expand to the point that it's just like part of their like hidden shit about them that they know about themselves, bro. That they know what they're capable of. They don't know. They you give them a little bit of leeway, and they become like them state troopers that are like trying to find a reason to sink your battleship, dog. Like they're looking for a reason to step on you. They want to be police officers. They want to be in a position that they could use the game that they allowed us to play. Like they allowed us to play this game of Monopoly, right? But it's like but they looking at us like it's our own fault that we don't own nothing on the main streets. We don't own no barbershops. We don't own nothing. We just want to work at the barbershop. We just want to do stupid shit. Like we don't want to even. They give us all the stuff, right? And we don't make the right decisions with it, and they think it's funny. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because they show us how to make the decisions before they let us free into the world. They teach us all this crazy shit. Like once you get that birth certificate, you got to go to school. And once you go to school, they teach you how to say yes and no and answer questions a certain way. And it's like, once you get released, you make decisions that you think that they're yours, but it was not your decision. You just premeditated to do all the shit you've been doing your whole fucking life. Like it's crazy how, and then it's like the makers of this game, it seems like they just trying to poison everybody else. They got birth control centers where we live at, right? For us to have abortions and for all the other shit. And then in the neighborhoods where it's rich people, they got fertility clinics. You feel me? It's like they definitely doing some crazy shit. You feel me? It's like strategically in our face, but it's like you feel me? Like it's like it's very strange, bro, to understand that shit. You feel me? And then being around motherfuckers too is like you see sometimes, man, how motherfuckers be different from different places, man. Like they treat motherfuckers a different way, man. They slip and they say things or they do something a certain way and act like it's normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, in this places, in this panelverse that we call it, which is most of the people who claim that they're truthers and conspiracy theorists, like they use that as a disguise or as cloak to where their true colors can come out, and there are a lot of them that just obsess over race in a negative way. You know, and like you said, like it's normal. It's so normal to them that no one checks them.
You know what's crazy, right? It's like everywhere you go, besides United States, right? Like if you go to any island, like you go to PR, you go to Jamaica, you go to Caribbeans, you go somewhere, like when you go and you see the people is like a mixture of all colors. Like you feel me? Like of different kind of honey dip complexions and like you feel me? And then you come to United States and it's like it's weird how they try to segregate us, like in a way that it's like they make it look like I don't know, like out here, because my grandmother, you know what I'm saying, my grandmother's Puerto Rican, she didn't really speak English right there. So when I was being raised by her, because my mom had me when she was young, my grandmother's brother, he's black complexion, like he's dark, like, you know what I'm saying. So my grandmother,
Afro Latino.
Yeah. So it's like, so we was raised in a way that my grandmother didn't never seen colors. And as a matter of fact, in my family, negro or negra means an affection of beauty, or of something that, you know what I mean? Like if a big girl's beautiful, like mira esta negra, like she's beautiful. Like, you feel me? Like, and other people, they say it in a negative way, like, yo. So it was hard for me to fucking understand when I coming from my house, home raised, to go to the streets and come across motherfuckers who was negative towards certain colored people. It was like, bro, like in my family, there's no difference. All the salsa music, all the music my grandmother listens to, all that Spanish music, you hear all that old school Spanish music that is like salsa and merengue and all that stuff. When you go look at who sings those songs, those was black dudes, bro.
Right.
Those are all black Latinos, bro, that was singing that like salsa and merengue and all that shit. Like you be surprised. It's like, and that's the way we look. Like the real ones, like, you feel me? Like Tego Calderon. That's how my family, a lot of them look.
Celia Cruz.
Yeah. So to type that, you know what I mean? My grandmother looked Asian. Like, you know what I mean? There's like a weird mix of And it's like coming to over here though, being raised like the Puerto Ricans. My grandmother migrated to New York, and then we family, and it's like going from New York and all that stuff, and New Jersey and in Massachusetts now. It's like, bro, it's crazy seeing the way the people who have been blinded, like the Dominicans from out here and the Puerto Ricans from out here, they don't think they're black.
Yeah, they call themselves Spanish. They say
It
like
don't
we're
even make sense.
Spanish.
It don't
They
even
say
make sense.
Spanish. It's like, come on, bro.
Bro,
Yeah, you speak
listen.
Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. Like my boys from Panama, like they dark. They dark.
Yeah, I know,
Like
I know.
they
Yeah,
you would think that they're from Africa, but they straight Spanish. Like
but
they
then,
speak. You know what I mean?
but
They're
then I got my
Panamanian.
homeboy. Then I got my homeboy Rick Santa Maria. He's straight. His parents are straight from Panama, but he looks straight like a Spanish European,
Yeah, yeah.
like a white person.
Yo,
But
there's a
most of
lot of
them
things.
are African looking.
There's a lot of things that have been hidden from us, right? That we don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because when you come look in the roots, you find out things that you like wonder. There's like, how come in Africa there's a whole entire like a state, you know how Africa's so huge, but there's a whole
Yeah.
Española. Everyone in Africa that lives in Española, they all speak Spanish. It's a country
Oh, really?
that speaks all Spanish, and it's all African people, and they only speak Spanish there. So it's like, where does Spanish come from? Like, really? Like, what the fuck? Like, it don't make sense to me.
But you know what? One thing I be saying, two things I want to say. One thing I be saying to people, because I'm in DC, you know what I mean? So people down here from the Latin community, I be like, when you think about where Spain is, and you from Venezuela, you speaking Spanish, or you from, so I'm like, it don't dawn on you that what the fuck do Spain got to do with how am I speaking Spanish? You know what I mean? Like the Spain colonized or helped, conquer. Like I think Spain was working with the European. I think Spain took South
It is
America.
European.
England.
Yeah.
England
It
took,
is European,
England,
bro. It's not ain't working with them. They are them. Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying? England took North America, and the French took Canada. So I be telling people, you speak the language of who oppressed you. Right.
Yep.
The second thing I want to say is I was working at the House of Representatives, right? And one of the waiter dudes came up, and I was like, "Where you from, bro?" Because like he was like my complexion, but he wasn't fucking with us African Americans. He was like with the Spanish ladies. So I said, "Where you from, bro? What country you from?" He was like, what's the country? I mean, what's the island that's on the same with Haiti? Is it which one is
Dominican Republic.
No, the Dominican Republic is a city, but he's talking about it's
Hispaniola.
Hispaniola, yes.
So yeah, but
It's
he ain't
a
saying
country, Dominican Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I'm from Dominican Republic. So I was like, motherfucker, you Haitian.
Yeah,
And
you
he
Haitian.
got mad, right? He got mad, right? So I said, hold on. I said, motherfucker, and I ain't get a chance to say Haitians is like Africans pretty much, but I was like, ain't no people your complexion in Spain. You ain't Spanish, motherfucker. You a Haitian.
Yeah.
That's like, so he was arguing me down. I'm like, that's like a motherfucker saying, well, I'm from New York and you from New Jersey. And because that imaginary line right there, you a different ethnicity than me, homie.
Nah.
Right.
On this little ass island, we two different
Yo,
indigenous.
they can't escape it. It's a racism thing that's been ingrained into the society. The Dominicans that they try to get away from the complexion, but they can't. You feel me? Because over there, if you standing in line, they let the people who are light skinned get first type of shit. Like they still living by those type of assumptions over there. And the crazy part is that you can't escape in over there in DR and in Hispaniola, they brought the most Africans to over there, and there was so many over there that were slaves that they overran, that they couldn't be held down, that they freed themselves. So the Haitians was free way first before a lot of them, and so they part that whole island, man. Come on, man, you can't
Here's
escape
DR right
that.
here, bro.
Yeah, you can't
This
escape
DR.
that, man. Yeah, man. That the Haitians
You
freed
can't.
themselves first from slavery, dog. Like they were the
They
first
did.
ones because they
Look at
was deep, yo. So there's no
Right.
stopping them. So the whole island is flooded with that ancestry, man. Like they can't escape that.
But look at him. Yeah, look at him, bro. He looks like he could be Haitian. This is DR though.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
the same.
difference.
There's no difference. Now look at this woman. She's like she has the Spanish complexion, like European. But look at those curves. You can't
Yeah.
tell me she has African in her. Look at that.
Yeah.
But look at that. Look at that. Man.
Hey, hey, my man. I know you know about Santeria, right?
Yeah.
That's the clearest indication
That came from
that
Africa too.
that I was just about to say. If you it was a Puerto Rican girl at my job, right?
Peace.
And I'm into the occult, so I'm like, you Puerto Rican? She was like, yeah. I'm like, you know what about Botanica and Santeria? She was like, hell yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. Why wouldn't I? So I just laughed because I'm like, when you get into it, you know that, like you said, that's West African voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, once again, ain't got nothing to do with Spain. Ain't got nothing to do
Nothing.
with Spanish.
Nothing. Not even our food. The yuca, yame, batata, all that stuff is African. All of our root foods, all of our tubers, all of our stuff is African foods. All of our cuisine, the cooking, all of that stuff came from Africa. The spices, all of that stuff is African. None of it is Spain.
But hey, man, I gotta get up in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and step down, fellas.
All right, man. I'm about to go pick up little B, but
Take him on a thing. He's like an all-star Olympic athlete, man. That kid, man.
Yeah. Hey, Ozo, he started basketball camp yesterday, intensive 3 hours a day.
That's what's up,
So
man.
yeah, man. But it's like I'll just say this. It's like Ray says on the IG what's his name? Super Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Super Ray. He's showing those black kids in Shaolin. He's like, what's your
Black
son
skin.
doing? Like, what's your son?
Your
Yeah,
son's
exactly.
black.
He's the Blaxican with the Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's dope, yo. That's what they say in the future. Everybody's gonna look like Brazil because Brazil
Mhm.
is a melting pot of all. Like people look like they be light skinned with kinky hair. Like it is all different type of people over there that we look. They look like a mix of everything. Like you don't know if it's Puerto Rican or what they are. Like you don't know if they Jamaican. You don't know what they is. Like what is you?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
They're all mixed up.
Yeah.
And then at least for a period, and then I go all the way back to triple dark blackness from 3 trillion years from now. Yeah. So until then, though, I'll meet you guys in Brazil.
All right, man.
We'll meet up. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, so on code, do you have any last words until next time?
Yeah, I do got some last words. So I want to say it would benefit us to subscribe to Pan-Africanism because that's more of a military strategy than a identification. You feel what I'm saying? If we was Pan-African, we have America, the Caribbean, and Africa. That's a lot of real estate. If we control those 3 locations working together, the world couldn't fuck with us.
There's definitely one strategy, yeah. Yeah, Marcus Garveyite was on that tip, on codes on that tip. It's a good strategy. My strategy is to, like I said, start from my sphere of influence, my family, myself, and then we can work our way out. You got any final thoughts, Mysterioso?
Nah, I came in late, man. I'm just joining late minute, man. Just wanted to kick it for a little bit with y'all.
Yeah. So Pan-African, world African. Pan means world, right? Yeah. All right, man. We appreciate you. Stay away from the dark Panelverse. We went there so you don't have to go there. And shout out to Hank. Say a prayer for Hank.
Right.
Get him out. He's fallen in the sunken place. Oh, he's smart. He'll get it. All right, fellas and women in the chat. This has been Serving the Apocalypse, episode 18, The Troglodyte and its Panelverse. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
God, I wonder, can you save me?